Shalom, shalom. Today is May 23rd, 2019. This is your King and Priest Anthothiyah. Today's topic is abortion. I just want to get into it real quick. First and foremost, if you haven't read any acts, bills, or laws on abortion in any state, Texas, Alabama, Florida, wherever you think that abortion is wrong or abortion laws are invading women's body, if you have never read it, you are not qualified to have this topic discussion. You are not qualified to have this conversation, okay? So that's first and foremost. So once you go read that and you understand it, then you can have this conversation, okay? If you haven't done that, get out the conversation, because we don't need your emotional problems and your emotional fits and your emotional angers that have no truth and no facts and no relevance to what is being discussed. Now let's get into it real quick. First and foremost, if you have a birth certificate, that means you're a ward of the state. Okay? That means the state has jurisdiction over you. Okay? That's the main thing. Jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is the word. That's original jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction, and territorial jurisdiction. If you don't know what that means, you are not qualified to have this conversation. You need to go look up jurisdiction, okay? Now, you need to go look up license. If you do not know what license means, you need to go look it up. If you have a license, okay, that means the state has permitted you to do something. They have permitted you, they have given you privilege to perform something. They can revoke it, they can regulate it, they can enact it, they can take it, they can take it and squash it. They can enforce it or not enforce it. Do you understand? That's what license means. License means permission. When you are granted permission, that means there is a parent. A parent gives children permission. That means you're a minor. You ain't understand what I said? You need to go get your Black Laws Dictionary and look those words up. Permission, minor, jurisdiction, ward, sejurus, and sovereign. You need to look those words up, okay? Because you're not sejurus. If you're not sejurus, then you are in the minor. And we're not talking about age. We're talking about mental capacity, okay? Minority is not only age, it's also mental capacity. Look up semantics. Look up the word semantics. They're playing semantics. Words that are in the secular realm and words that are in the legal realm or lawful realm, okay? So the state is sovereign. The state can do anything that they want with those who they license. If they license a physician or a hospital or a business or a corporation, you understand? They can revoke, regulate, enforce, or not enforce their laws or state statute codes. Do you know what a statute is? Do you know what a statute of codes is? Do you know what the supreme law of the land is? The supreme law of the land is the Constitution. Many people say church and state is supposed to be separate, but it's not. If you look in your Constitution, it has something to the effect of Almighty God, or God, or the Supreme Creator. Most of the constitutions in the United States have that statement in it. All judges takes an oath. Most appointed judges take oaths, right? Under the state, so help me God, or in God, by the power of the Creator. You understand? These are judges. They have to. You know why? Because in 2nd Ezra, the Most High says, "Look, O ye judges, I shall judge you for your judgments." Okay, that's me paraphrasing. You could look that up in 2nd Ezra. In the book of 2nd Ezra and Apocrypha, okay? So I'm going fast because I really want to get this out there. But I'll have some more lessons on it coming in Shabbat, YAH willing. So those are the words you need to look up. So as long as the state is licensing doctors in hospitals and clinics, do you understand? They have the right to revoke, regulate, enforce, or not enforce their statutes or codes in the law. Period. They have given you license. If you don't want to be regulated, ruled over, then you need to become sejurus. You need to become one who is not a minor. You understand that? But most of you have contracts with the state. You have a driver's license. You have a voter's permission. That means that you're going to follow the laws that they put down. Okay? You're paying taxes. You're not a free person on the land. Or you're not a free human being on the land. I mean, I say persons because corporations are persons. Did you know that? A corporation is a person. Don't you know that the state is a corporation? Don't you know that they are persons? Okay? One sovereign cannot make one sovereign cannot make another sovereign do something that another sovereign does not want to do. That is called jurisdiction. You understand that? The state is sovereign. And if you are sovereign, that means you're a jurist. That means that you're a secure party creditor. That means that you are one of your own right and of your own mind. Then you do not have to. Obey what the state says. But here's the problem: you have no currency, you have no funds, you have no lawful money, so you have to use private funds, private Federal Reserve notes. Now you enter into another contract. You're using corporations' Federal Reserve notes or medium of exchange or utilities. And if they don't want you to use their utilities or their utility or medium of exchange, right? If you're going to use their medium of exchange, then you have to fall under their laws, under their statutes, under their jurisdiction. You understand that? Yeah, the game is deep. So you haven't figured out that they have put a web around you, because most people, majority, do not know that they are not free as you would think you should be free. Okay? Slavery is called involuntary servitude. Don't you know that the IRS, you voluntarily give the IRS the amount of wages that you work for, and you tell them you voluntarily becoming a slave. You go down here, you get a driver's license, you're voluntarily having a contract with them. That means you are asking them as a parent, right, to give you something that is a right, that you have the right to do, right? You have a right to do, but you're asking them for permission. That's why they can revoke your license. Same thing with a doctor. They can revoke his license. They can regulate it. They don't have to fund it. Why? Because they are the one giving the permission. This is called jurisdiction. That's what the abortion law is about. The state is sovereign. They are the one that's licensing these doctors and corporations and businesses. Now, if you have your own funds or your own wealth, then you can hire your private doctor and have your private contract. Then you can have that abortion. But most don't even have that option or that opportunity. That's why they remove gold and silver from out of circulation, because it gave people too much freedom. You understand? Because they can't just print out as much paper as they want. They have to extract gold. That means there's labor, time, force, energy that has to go into that. Paper, all they have to do is cut a tree down, print it out. That's it. It only costs what? Maybe a half a cent, maybe 2 cents to make $100 million or 100 million Federal Reserve notes that have no intrinsic value. And you have a medium exchange. Anytime that means you don't have control. Anytime they want to take away control, they just stop the print press. It's private property. A license is private property. It's a contract between two sovereigns. Well, it's a contract between a sovereign and a sovereign individual who wants to become a child or a minor to perform something that they are not allowed to do. So the states don't have to fund it. That's what you don't understand. So if you want any more, if you have any questions, you have any more doubts about where the status at and where you're standing at, please look me up. #Lionite Trust. I'm on YouTube, Anthothiyah. You can't miss me. Google my name. It's there. But this is what's going on. It has nothing to do with a woman's right. I feel for women. Yes, I understand. The only way that you really can prevent you getting pregnant is to keep your legs closed. That goes for men and women. Keep your legs closed. Sex is a sacred thing. Okay? It's a sacred thing. Don't tell me that, oh, we're living in modern times. No, this shit been going on from day one. Excuse my French. It's been going on from day one. Okay? It ain't no modern times. There's nothing new under the sun. Okay? It's been going on. Just have responsibility. Okay, you wanna freely do the act without having the responsibilities and consequences. Just say that. Let me just say that. I want to freely do the act without having the consequences. That's all that is. But unfortunately, God put that law in place. So that's what it is. Okay? So, shalom, shalom. Hashtag Lionite Trust. Hashtag more gold. Become sejourers. Become sovereign. And then you can build your wealth. And then you can make those choices. You still have that choice. Nobody is telling a woman she doesn't have a choice to have an abortion. Just do it yourself. That's what this. Do it yourself. The state does not have to sanction your acts. Do it yourself. If you can. Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings. I hope that you will understand that these things are wrong and they are sin, and that it is a thing that you must take not lightly when you lay down and you become one. Becoming one means that y'all become one in unity when you have a child. Not child. When you have a son or a daughter. That's how you become one. When you come together, that's first act of becoming one. Then there's a manifestation of you being one. That's the son or the daughter that you have. Okay? Be fruitful and multiply. May the Most High bless you and keep you. Make His face to shine upon you. Lift up His countenance and give you peace. I hope that you understand, overstand exactly what's going on. Shalom.